Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Assassin's Bakery. I'm your host, JG, the Quiet Assassin.
And, oh yeah, I'm a French bread.
And the reason why we want to start our own podcast is because we enjoy sports. We just love analyzing sports and talking about our own perspective on sports, and just want to present it to an audience that in our age range and can relate to watching sports, and just make it enjoyable and just inform them on what's going on, and just keep our fans excited about the future direction of sports, because every sport is being played at a faster pace nowadays, so that's what makes it even more exciting. And there's so many different new offenses in the NFL, and different offenses and rules and stuff in the NBA, and MLB postseason is seeming to be getting a little bit more intense. Like, the games have been played pretty close, so
there's a lot of good things
it's
going
pretty
on.
exciting. Pretty exciting season in sports.
Sports is 24/7. It never stops.
Right.
So, what was your, this week we had the Monday night and the Sunday games. So, man, what was your Sunday pick of the week? This game. What was your NFC game of the week?
Well, my NFC game of the week would have to be the Dallas Cowboys and Seattle Seahawks game, because I just knew for sure that the Seattle Seahawks were going to take care of business at home and defend their home field. And they lost by 7. It's not a whole lot, but the play of Russell Wilson really surprised me. I'm looking at the stat sheet here. According to ESPN, Russell Wilson went, I believe it was 14 of 28, 126 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. So I'm surprised he didn't play better than that. On the other hand, Tony Romo, he played well. 21 of 32, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeMarco Murray really carried the ball a lot. 29 carries for 115 yards and a touchdown. So he's a workhorse back. You hand it to him, he'll get you some yards. Joseph Randle, another running back, 5 carries, 52 yards.
Okay.
He didn't really do a whole lot, but he helped out a little bit in the run department. Mm-hmm. And for Seattle, you had Marshawn Lynch, Cal product, Oakland Tech product, 10 carries, 61 yards.
Okay.
Russell Wilson had 2 carries for 12 yards, and he had a rushing touchdown, so he contributed in the run department. And then in the receiving core, Terrence Williams had 2 carries for 70 yards. Des Bryant had 4 catches for 63 yards. Lance Dunbar had 4 catches for 48. DeMarco Murray had 6 catches for 31 yards. So nobody really had a big day receiving. The receivers are held in check for the most part. The running backs, except for DeMarco Murray, had a pretty good game running the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, Richard Sherman, KJ Wright, Marcus Burley, Bobby Wagner, they all had 7 or 8 tackles between them. Lando Scandrick for the Dallas Cowboys, he had 5 tackles. Justin Durant had 9. So the game was played pretty closely. I just feel like maybe if Russell Wilson would have played a little bit better, they would have put themselves in a better position to win the game.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with that assessment there. But, I did get to analyze that game a little bit. It was a very tightly contested game. Like my partner did say, I do have to agree there. Russell Wilson did not play his best of ball games, but at the same time, it was a very well contested game. I mean, that I felt like that was going to be a Seattle W for sure. I mean, that defense is Super Bowl caliber. Do you think that there's problems there? What do you think's going wrong with Seattle? I mean, they've been struggling. That defense hasn't been top tier of late.
Honestly, I really do think that they missed Brandon Browner. He was their other corner to go beside Richard Sherman. As he moved on in free agency, with the New England Patriots, and they lost a few other pieces on that defensive side. That
Yeah.
I just know that Browner is the first person that comes to mind.
I
I
mean,
don't know if you can name somebody else. That,
I don't. I mean, I do agree. Browner was a good big piece, but that he was suspended those games, and I just feel like there might be a little bit of complacency. They're coming off the Super Bowl. I think some. I'm not saying that may be it, but it may be a factor, and maybe what they're still getting. They're shaking the dust off. They haven't hit their stride yet. It is only week 5. No time to really panic yet. But I mean, that's a tightly ran NFC West over there that they're willing and dealing for, and that's an NFC division opponent.
okay. Still early in the season. They may, return back to the Seattle Seahawks that we know.
Yeah.
And defend their title.
Yes.
When postseason rolls around. We'll move on to the Monday night game between St. Louis Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. To this one. Colin Kaepernick hit 22 completions for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, Austin Davis, 21 completions out of 42 attempts, 236 yards, 1 touchdown and interception. The interception's never good. The running game, not really impressive from the 49ers. 16 carries for Frank Gore, 38 yards. Kaepernick, 3 of 37. Carlos Hyde, Ohio State product, 11 carries, 14 yards. For the St. Louis Rams, Trey Mason, former Auburn Target, 5 carries, 40 yards. Benjamin Cunningham has 7 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown. Zach Stacy had 8 carries for 17 yards. His longest rush for 6 yards. Tavon Austin had 3 carries for 16 yards. And his longest carry of the day went for 8 yards.
My big thing about that game was that Rams defense. That Jeff Fisher and Greg Williams, 2 guys who were together in Tennessee, both were just deeply disappointed in Janoris Jenkins. That was a terrible physical play. You got whooped, my friend, terribly whooped. I'm sorry, I watched the game. It was horrible.
Was his technique
horrible? He bit on a double move and got caught looking at the quarterback. You never get caught peeking. You keep your eyes on that man. You locate the ball by looking at him, by analyzing the receiver. Resulted in that touchdown to Brandon Lloyd.
Wow. Yeah, I was looking at the stat sheet. He had 1 catch for 80 yards, 1 for a touchdown. So he was pretty effective. Just that 1 play, 1 for a touchdown, put some points on the board. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the receiving side for the Rams. Kenny Britt, former record Knight, played for the Tennessee Titans. 3 catches. Didn't really do much. Lance Kendricks, the tight end from Wisconsin, had 1 catch for 21 yards, 1 for a touchdown. On the 49ers side of the ball, Antoine Bethea had 7 tackles, 1 for a sack, 1 for a tackle for a loss. Dante Johnson had a touchdown, and he had a tackle for a loss. So the Niners defense was set up to play. Anything you want to add on?
I mean, the Rams had them. I mean, that defensive play kind of was the swing and momentum they gave the Niners. They had the Niners there 14-3 going into the half, and you give up a touchdown with under 30 seconds to go in the half. This demoralizing completely. You've been pouncing on this team. They stopped the run. I mean, Robert Quinn and those boys up front, Michael Brockers, Aaron Donald, the rookie. I mean, they are nice. They have a nice front. Laurinaitis was the absolute monster.
Yeah. He had, according to ESPN, Laurinaitis. He went off. He had 8 tackles. Alec Ogletree had 6 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. T.J. McDonald had 10 tackles. So
and what does
the defense was tackling is just.
And some of those tackles were key tackles. They stopped him, I believe, 2 or 3 times on twice on 4th and goal, and once on the 4th when they went for it on 4th and 1. They were stout in that run game. They were making sure you were not going to run on them.
No.
Right. They were not letting the Niners be the Niners, and they were going to make Colin Kaepernick beat them with his arms, and they did. The secondary shot itself in the foot, and it was evident.
It's never a good thing. You can't win games if your secondary can't defend the pass.
No.
Yeah, so it's the way the cookie crumbles. Moving on to the NBA. As you know, the NBA season is approaching fast. In about 2 weeks, the season will tip off. I don't know. A lot of teams made some improvements. Of course, Cleveland Cavaliers, they added LeBron James, Kevin Love.
I want to see it on the floor.
So, we'll see. They got Mike Miller, Sean Marion.
Some
knows they may go after Mozgov at center. Their job looked good. He's been looking good in preseason. He looked good against the Heat on Saturday. He had 8 points in the first quarter. I don't know what his final tally was, as far as points is concerned, but he played well in that first quarter. The Bulls, I like what the Bulls have done, in addition to Pau Gasol.
That does add a to the game.
The European forward that they drafted and they finally brought over, Mircea Teletovic. Yeah, so we'll see what he'll do. Doug McDermott from Creighton, so that maybe add some outside shooting.
Or could he be the next Jimmer? Jimmer was supposed to be. I still have love for Jimmer. Shout out to Jimmer, man. If you Jimmer, tune in, dog.
You can't forget about the Golden State Warriors out here in the Bay Area, man.
Oh, can't forget about them Dubs.
Yeah, Sean Livingston, we brought back Brandon Brush,
Leandro Barbosa. We still got Draymond Green, one of the hardest workers in the NBA.
So
Dirty hair. I hope I seen that offense. I'm kind of skeptical and questionable about Bogut. I mean, that was kind of a sissy hit. He went down. I don't want to see Bogut out there like that. I still want. Wait, do you know if they signed my boy McAdoo Jr.?
I think he is on the roster, but I don't think he's played at all in the preseason.
Man, Get Kerr, put McAdoo Jr. on the floor, let him play, let him get some minutes. He's a scrapper just like his dad. Get him in there.
Big ups to McAdoo.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully he can get some minutes in the remaining preseason games and he can make the opening night roster. So, and I believe that is all that we have for this first intro podcast. Welcome you all to continue to watch us. Assassin's Bakery. I'm JG, the Quiet Assassin.
And I'm the Frenchest of breads.
Take care and be well.